Hi, Teach Jim here. I teach and I learn, and today, like you, I'm learning a little bit more about direct sales and marketing as a business model, or in other words, a good enterprise. And so I'd like to take a few minutes and look through the several different types of direct marketing and sales that are out there for us. We have sales representative. If you're a sales representative for a company or multiple companies, then you have the freedom to move forward as you like. So your freedom is high, although they have some control over the sales and the profits that you make. The risk for entry is fairly low because they're the ones taking the risk with you, and the reward can be fairly high compared to the risk. And so we're doing fairly well there. The dollars and cents out of pocket to get started as a sales representative usually is fairly low, although you have some traveling costs and some other kinds of things that are influence how you go about making the sales. So what does a company provide you? Well, they provide the infrastructure, the technology, the procurement, the human resources. They also provide the input logistics, the output logistics, the operations, the sale, the marketing, as well as the support. So they've taken care of most of what makes up a business, and they take care of all this, and you're left providing for the sales. And they usually reward fairly substantially for good sales. And so as a representative, you have quite a bit of freedom, although the company can change commission structures and things on you. But you have the potential. The earning potential is increased, and hence it's a good enterprise for you. So that's sales representative. Let's see, the other option that you have in terms of a small business and direct selling is to buy and sell. Well, people do that with flea markets. They do it on eBay. They do it in lots of different ways. Importers are buyers and sellers. They buy low and they sell high. And so what's involved with that? Well, the startup cost of buying and selling can be fairly substantial because you have more involved. You have to purchase the goods, and you have the cash flow problems dealing with the goods going and coming. You also, the risks are a little bit higher because you could get stuck with the inventory. You're carrying the risk and not the company. So you carry that risk. The rewards also are greater because you've bought it, you now can set the margin. And if you set the margin wide enough, you can enjoy a fairly substantial profit. And your freedom, you have some freedom if you organize the business well. Initially, you're going to marry the business. You're going to spend a lot of time picking up goods, delivering goods, and handling those either goods or services and getting those out to the customer. However, at the end of the day, you can work yourself into quite a bit of freedom. Now, what are the parts of the business that take place here? Well, let's see. You have to worry about incoming and outgoing logistics, but your operations will be fairly short ordered. You still are in charge of entirely the sales and marketing part, as well as the service. You might need to take a part of it. So you have a more active role in the value stream of the business. And in the enabling part of the business, the infrastructure, well, if you're doing direct shipping and direct sales for a company, then you're buying it and you're drop shipping directly to the customer. You might have a few less in terms of the foundation infrastructure you need to have in place. But again, this is more along the lines of an actual business where you're the one running the business, buying and selling. So you see that opportunity. Over here we have another opportunity called affiliate marketing. This is kind of like repping, but a lot more loosely structured. Also, it's kind of like being a sales representative. You're representing a product or service to a particular audience. And in this case, the amount of cost involved are fairly minimal. In fact, the arrow should probably go down on this because you might have to purchase just a single purchase of the item, and then you're off to sell it without any obligation. The risk, fairly low risk. The rewards can be fairly high, but they have a ceiling to them because the cost, the amount of money you're making on each item is a little lower because of the fact that the company who produced the product is going to hold back quite a bit to cover their costs. And your freedom, goodness, you have complete freedom with affiliate marketing because you are the affiliate. You get to go do whatever you want in terms of marketing and selling on that. The company is going to provide for their own infrastructure. They'll provide for the input, output. They're going to deliver directly to the customer. They're going to provide for all the service. They're asking you basically to take care of the sales and the marketing, and that's it. So you're going to be involved in this quadrant here, or this little area here, and learning those sales and marketing skills. And as long as you're good at those, you can do well with affiliate marketing. But again, your profits are going to be a little smaller because you aren't carrying quite as much of the risk. a nice place to start in terms of your own business. Information marketing is very much like affiliate marketing and or buying and selling. And here's the difference though, because in information marketing, instead of selling somebody else's product or buying from somebody else, you're creating the product. Now some people would go down a model that says they're going to hire people, ghostwriters and such, to provide the information. As long as you identify clearly the niche and you put the time and effort into it, the cost can go up if you choose to go the outsourcing route. If you choose to do it yourself, the costs out of pocket are fairly low, but the costs in terms of time are fairly extensive, and so you have to be careful there. It can be fairly expensive to get started. The risk? Well, you have a little higher risk here because you're the one making the decision which niche you're going into and which customers you're going after. Because you're building the information product, or you're purchasing it or arranging for it up front, and then you're going to spend that upfront cost to get the business rolling. The rewards can be quite great, in fact can be better than affiliate programs in some ways, because you create the product or you took care of the cost, and so a larger percentage of the profits that are made are yours. You can set the pricing. You have more control in this case, and accordingly you also have the greater potential for more freedom. Once the product's built, it's done. Then it's delivered, and once you set up a system for handling that, it can go on and on and on. And also with information products, because most of the time they're digital, they sit online, they're downloaded online, and you don't have to physically touch a product. So a lot less labor intensity here. Now let's look at the model. Yes, you're going to have some internet infrastructure. You're going to have some of the infrastructure pieces built yourself. You can outsource many of those. Input, operations, output, that's going to be mostly on the creative cycle of things, not on the delivery cycle. Sales and marketing, again, the key is going to be yours to do. The service side of it, well, most of the time it's going to be, if they don't like it, return their money. And so you're going to have to hold out some cash up front for delivery on the back end for those customers that might not be satisfied with the product. But a fairly low intensity model, but with some excellent opportunities and rewards for you. It also becomes, in a way, somewhat residual as long as the market niche remains active and the people are continually to purchase that product. If it's a product that's only purchased once and the market is drying up, then you're going to have some descending sales and probably won't have as much success. So that niche identification is key in information marketing. And then finally we have network marketing. In network marketing, the opportunity is kind of a unique place to be. It's like a sales representative and buying and selling, but the role of the company is slightly different here. The input costs to get started are usually fairly low. The ongoing costs are fairly inexpensive because you're just purchasing product. You're not in charge of all the shipping and all those kinds of things. Those are handled by the company. The risk, fairly low in terms of out of cost and out of pocket. There is a time risk. And there's a risk that you won't succeed because there's a large number of people that fail in network marketing because it is hard work. And then you have the reward. The reward is fairly large on the long term. The short term, the rewards are going to be few because you have a small number of people and you're growing that to be larger numbers. Once the numbers are larger, the rewards are larger. Freedom? Yeah, you've got complete freedom here, both in how you work your business and at the end of the day when you have the cash flow going properly, then you also have the freedom to go and come as you please. There's a little bit of a deception here in that sometimes people think, oh, I'm going to set it up, get enough people going, it's going to be done. There's still some maintenance that has to happen in order for the business to be successful. So what does the company provide? Well, let's see. Over the long haul, if it's a solid company, they're going to have the infrastructure, they're going to have the logistics, the human resources, they're going to take care of all those pieces. They're going to take care of the operational pieces of getting the product to market and getting it in place, and they're going to leave you with the sales and marketing component, again, common to most, and then they'll provide for most of the service. And so the margins that you get are shared accordingly. It has a long-term vision, and so this might not be a business you'd want to get into for immediate cash flow, but it is an excellent business for a long-term duration if you're willing to continue to stay with it and build and maintain it. Some of the times when they say that it's just going to be, you're done and it's over, that's partly true, but like most anything, over time it will atrophy and will go away if you don't maintain and take care of it. So these are some of the direct sales and marketing models that are out there,